Up next, a final goodbye to a trooper who died in a freak accident last week. Plus, how does a horse stay calm before a race? He chills out with a good friend. And later, Shania Twain dumps her Adirondack estate. Any takers? The news is next.
And now, the Capital Region's first Fox News at 10.
One more farewell for a fallen trooper. This time, his hometown says goodbye. Good evening. I'm Natalie Martinez.
And I'm Greg Floyd. Trooper Charlie Perkins touched so many lives, it has not been easy to let him go. Perkins was killed in a freak accident at Lebanon Valley Speedway. Tonight, friends and loved ones in his hometown of Ticonderoga came together to remember a consummate law officer, a father and husband. Fox from the 10's Ann Hughes with our story.
This is a solemn evening in Ticonderoga. The people here are doing something they'd rather not have to, grieving the death of State Trooper Charles Perkins. They knew him as Charlie, Carol's son, Janine and Michael's brother. Fond memories ease the pain.
Charlie was a couple years behind us. I remember we used to just tease him a lot. You know, that was part of growing up. We always teased the younger ones. But he was good about it, and he always fought back.
Trooper Perkins was killed in a tragic accident last Thursday at the Lebanon Valley Speedway, struck by a car driven by his brother-in-law. When the bad news spread to his hometown, it was hard to take. This is where Charlie's mother, Carol, still lives, along with his sister, his brother, and many relatives.
Carol's been through a lot. First her husband and repeat this way. It's hard on her.
A picture of father and son is a reminder of what the Perkins family has been through. Charles Perkins Sr. was a state trooper too, killed in a car accident in the line of duty just before his son was born. The state police who knew Trooper Perkins came here tonight out of respect. So did members of Ticonderoga's force. Many of them knew Charlie as well. He'd visit often and go to hockey games with them.
He was always, could cheer you up even if you were down. He was somebody definitely you'd want to be around.
He's a good-natured man, a family man who loved his wife Wanda and their 2 young sons. Some people here tonight knew Charlie and his family better than others. But this is a small town, and they say when tragedy strikes, everybody feels the pain. Those friends now join Charlie's mom and her family to show comfort and support in this, one of the toughest times of their lives.
We can all get together, all our friends and family in this area, that's in this area, being a small town and everything, and I'll be with her in her time of need. Yeah. She needs us all now. She's home.
In Ticonderoga, Ann Hughes, Fox News at 10.
A 9-year-old girl is killed in a car crash in Selkirk. It happened here at the intersection of 9W and Church Road in Selkirk this afternoon. Killed was 9-year-old Catherine Goldner of Selkirk. Police say the station wagon she was riding in pulled out in front of the other car. Catherine's father and another woman in the car were both treated and released at Albany Med.
It's been a strange case from the start, and now tonight another strange twist. We're talking about the death of a 91-year-old Gloversville woman during a heist at her home. Tonight, authorities tell us Jessie House was not killed by actual physical contact with the alleged thieves. You see 3 of them here. Instead, she died of a cerebral hemorrhage brought on by the sudden trauma of the burglary. Also tonight, another arrest. We told you exclusively last week that cops thought House's home health aide was involved, and tonight, that aide, 20-year-old Tina Pepper, has been arrested.
A first look tonight at a man accused of a heinous crime against kids. Richard Monroe appeared in Schenectady City Court on charges he propositioned young boys in his taxi cab. He allegedly told them he'd give them cash if they'd give him sex. Monroe apparently also worked with young kids as a basketball ref, and up until recently was a minister at a Hamilton Hill church. His case has been adjourned until he gets a lawyer.
A former police chief finds himself on the wrong side of the law tonight. Retired North Greenbush Chief Bernhard Peter pleads not guilty to being involved in an elaborate scheme using charities as a front to steal money. It all revolves around Bingo City in East Greenbush. Fox News 10's Stephanie Gorin with the story.
Former North Greenbush Police Chief Bernhard Peter in court today as a defendant. Peter was president of a charity called Kids with Cancer. It's one of 3 charities the Attorney General says was a front, created for the sole purpose of illegally funneling money into Bingo City. Peter claims he never took a dime. He was just a figurehead for the organization.
It's been a tough 9-10 months for me and my family, and I'm glad it's coming to a head, and I look forward to my day in court.
In court tomorrow, Peter's 4 co-defendants, Joe DeBello, who runs Bingo City, DeBello's dad and sister, and family friend. They're accused of setting up the charities but keeping most of the cash.
The 3 charities were intentionally set up by my father to help people for 3 different causes that have meaning to my family. Period. Not to steal, not to take, not to misappropriate any of it.
DeBello says Bingo City is above board, that he and his family may have made mistakes but did not break any laws. The Attorney General says not so. He says the bingo games raised $260,000 for the 3 charities, but only $38,500 was given away.
It's detestable when we use kids with cancer as a means to earn a profit for an individual.
Despite all the controversy, Bingo City is still up and running. The Attorney General says it's too early to tell if he'll try and put a padlock on the doors here. Shutting the place down would take a civil lawsuit, but the people who run Bingo City say they're not worried. They, along with former Police Chief Bernhard Peter, say they did not exploit good causes just to build up a bingo business. In East Greenbush, Stephanie Gorin, Fox News at 10.
Well, more of the same steamy summer weather again tomorrow. Hughes meteorologist Noah Francis with the Fox First Forecast. Hi, Noah.
Yes, Natalie, steamy is the word, and the moisture has returned to the area. We continue to see the warm temperatures. A few isolated showers and storms did cool down a few locations today, but most areas did stay dry. Let's check out the current temperatures right now across the area. Now, last night I told you to open up the windows, let some of that fresh air in. Tonight, we want to close them again and turn on the air conditioner because it's going to be a muggy night once again with an overnight low down to about 65 degrees, just a few breaks in the clouds overnight. And then for tomorrow, a virtual carbon copy of today, mainly cloudy, just a little bit of sun peeking through from time to time. It'll be hazy, humid, isolated showers and thunderstorms popping up once again with a high of 83. I don't think we're going to see any more precipitation after that through the weekend, but we are going to hang on to the heat and the humidity. Details coming up.
All right, thanks, Noah. You know what they say, once you learn how to ride a bike, you never forget. Well, the city of Troy, counting on that old adage to entice visitors, it's providing a fleet of bikes for tourists to borrow. Here's how it works. You come to the visitor center, leave a refundable deposit of $20 and some ID, and then you get to take a bike for a day.
Well, it's a quicker way to get around, and it's just a lot of fun. You can go up to the park, go down on the water, and just see a lot of things in a real short period of time, especially if you only have a limited amount of time to be here.
The police department is actually providing the bikes. They were never claimed from the city's Lost and Found. Now, although the city hopes the bikes will attract boaters docking at the marina, anyone is welcome to take one for a spin.
The city of Albany is once again forced to help the Steuben Athletic Club make financial ends meet, this time to the tune of more than $300,000. City officials say they are obligated to help not only the club but the entire Steuben building because of an economic development project made years ago to revive downtown Albany.
There's a significant amount of office space in that building. If that office space were leased at a rental that it is certainly worth, I think then the partnership would be in a much stronger financial position.
The problem here is we have a lost opportunity. We have, $250,000 that's going to be used for the purpose of bailing out the Steuben Club when it could be used to make a tremendous difference in the neighborhoods it was designed for.
The money is coming from a reserve fund in the community development budget. Nancy Burton says the money should have been used for inner city projects and neighborhood improvements.
The name's changed, but the staff and stuff is the same. 7 area Blockbuster video stores shut their doors this week, and when they open up again on Friday, they'll all be called Hollywood Video. This former Blockbuster in Albany, one of the 7 switching over. The switch is the result of a bankruptcy auction on Monday. With the additional stores, Hollywood Video, which already has stores in Guilderland, Slingerlands, and Queensbury, becomes one of the capital region's largest. Hollywood claims to be the 2nd largest chain in the nation.
In national news tonight, President Clinton is saying nothing about Monica Lewinsky's imminent testimony. The former White House intern is expected to appear before the grand jury in the morning. She has an immunity deal, and sources say she's ready to testify to having an affair with the president, then discussing with him ways of hiding the relationship.
North Texas has gotten its first break from 100-degree temperatures in nearly a month, but the death toll continues to mount. The one death reported today brings the total to 110 fatalities since June 1st.
Heavy rain in parts of northern Indiana has left some towns fighting flood waters. 6 inches of rain is forcing creeks over their banks and threatening levees with collapse and forcing several roads to be closed.
Huge government oil reserves in Alaska are expected to be open to oil and gas leases tomorrow. Conservationists have long battled to keep the reserve from ever being developed, arguing that there is plenty of cheap oil in other parts of the world. But the plan Interior Secretary Bruce Babbitt is expected to unveil tomorrow is far short of what the oil companies have been seeking. It'll be limited by restrictions aimed at protecting wildlife habitats.
Coming up on Fox News at 10, his super soaker exploits have this local man in hot water.
And country star Shania Twain turning a cold shoulder to the Adirondacks.
Fox News brought to you by Walmart. Always low prices, always Walmart.
A gunfight in Schenectady turns ugly and police nab a suspect, but it turns out it was only a water gun fight, and the weapon, a super soaker.
Sounds like innocent child's play, but tonight a grown-up faces jail time for allegedly doing the soaking. Here's Fox News at 10's Kristen Stinar with the story.
This is apparently how it all started, a little squirt gun fight. But one of the alleged shooters wound up handcuffed, arrested for blasting a little girl.
It was all tee-hee and ha-ha then, but now it's not tee-hee and ha-ha now, because I'm the one that's got to go to jail.
Chris Lydecker faces up to 10 days in jail for harassment, charges he soaked a 5-year-old.
She got hit in the face, and I got hit in the arm.
Cheryl Horton says it wasn't fun and games, and now she wants an order of protection against Lydecker.
My son's only 13. To me, he's a child. My daughter's 5. She's a child. And I'm doing what I have to do as a mom to protect my children.
This is similar to the weapon in question, a new high-powered, high-tech super soaker that can shoot a line of water up to 40 feet.
This is the first one I've ever heard of anyone being arrested for squirting someone with a water gun. But then again, on the other hand, we've had instances where people have used other things in water pistols, for example, bleach, things like that could be harmful.
This is such a retarded charge. I can't believe the Schenectady Police Department even proceeded with this.
Lydecker's neighbors agree and say they wish cops would go after the real bad guys with real guns and real bullets.
I said, I can't believe that they're being charged with a ridiculous crime of a drive-by shooting or a wedding.
We fight out here all the time. The grown-ups come out, the kids come out, we bring the hoses out all the time.
But Lydecker walks out of court today, not sure yet if he'll do serious time for super soaking. In Schenectady, Kristen Stinar, Fox News at 10.
In world news tonight, Iraq will no longer cooperate with the United Nations. Saddam Hussein announced today he is ending cooperation with UN weapons inspectors to protest 8 years of economic sanctions. The U.S. government is dismissing Iraq's move as bluster, timed to coincide with the chief weapons inspector's report to the Security Council tomorrow. Richard Butler returned to New York after talks with Iraq broke off suddenly on Monday.
The bodies of 2 missing workers have now been found in the rubble of a collapsed building in Spain. 7 others were rescued, 5 of them still hospitalized. The builders were working on the ground floor of the 100-year-old structure when it came down on top of them. There's no word yet on what may have caused that collapse.
Swedish archaeologists working in Ireland have discovered what they believe to be the oldest tomb in Western Europe. According to carbon dating tests, the stone structures date back 7,400 years. This is at least 700 years older than what was previously believed to be the earliest freestanding stone architecture in Western France.
In India, the finishing touches are being put on a tribute to Princess Diana. 9 months of work on a marble statue, an exact life-size image, is nearly complete. It's carved from the same marble that was used to build the Taj Mahal. The work will be shipped to London for the one-year anniversary of Diana's death at the end of this month.
Ahead on Fox News at 10, Noah's got the dirt on our weather. He's back with a full forecast.
And then in the spirit of Skinnerd, Freebird.
And now, Fox Weather with Noah Francis.
The humidity is back, folks, and it looks like it's going to be with us right through the weekend. Hey, let's get to the currents right now, and we can see that in the dew point. There it is. That's your problem. 67 degrees right now for the dew point in Albany. So some moisture has returned to the area. Right now, skies mainly cloudy, and it's a very mild evening. Once again, we'll check out the satellite loop and the radar loop, and we'll take a look at some showers and storms which popped up today, kind of dotted around the landscape, but now the activity has diminished. There is some more precipitation well off to our west, but you can see skies mainly cloudy. A lot of high clouds across the area today, and that kept temperatures down over parts of western New York. You can see Buffalo only had a high of 79, but closer to home, Albany 83, 85, and Glens Falls for the high. Springfield, Mass 86 and 88 degrees, and Poughkeepsie, I can say it. So there was some warmth across the area, and temperatures right now in the 70s, and again, we got the moisture out there. That's something that we're going to have to contend with for the next few days. And you can follow that line of clouds back into the Ohio Valley. Again, you saw a video out of Indiana, Marion, some flooding rainfall there. A big upper-level storm right here in the center of the country. You can see all the clouds and all the moisture. It's been stuck there for the past couple of days. High temperatures across the nation today. You also saw some video out of Texas a little bit earlier in the newscast, and the heat has broken there. Highs today only in the upper 80s, only. It's been in the hundreds for quite a few days, and you can see some cooler temperatures from the panhandle of Texas all the way into the upper Midwest with some clouds and some rain. Checking out the temperatures across our area for tonight and our winds, our future winds, where we're seeing temperatures in the 70s right now. Overnight lows won't be dropping off very much more. We'll only be dipping into the 60s. And then for tomorrow, well, we're going to hang on to that southerly wind flow, so we're not going to be bringing in any cooler air, certainly. Highs tomorrow, once again, in the 80s. And speaking of tomorrow, it looks pretty much like a carbon copy of today. Here's the clouds across the area right now, and they're going to be, generally speaking, with us for the overnight hours and through much of the day tomorrow. So really a carbon copy in the weather tomorrow with a few isolated showers and storms popping up, mainly over the higher terrain, mainly up north. Maybe a little bit of sunshine breaking through the clouds from time to time. And I gave the sunburn index a 4 for today, and I'll also do the same for tomorrow. We're checking out the forecast now. Tonight, we'll see just a few breaks in the clouds, a little more humid tonight with a low down to about 65. You gotta shut the windows tonight and turn on the air. For tomorrow, well, looks like much like today, mainly cloudy skies, a little bit of sun from time to time. Be a hazy day, isolated showers and storms popping up once again. High tomorrow, 83, and if you like the humidity, you'll love the forecast because Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we're going to hang on to it with warm temperatures. Check out those overnight lows in the upper 60s to right around 70 degrees. That's it. I'm out of time. George is in tomorrow. I'll see you back Friday.
Thanks, Noah. Health news now. New hope for cocaine addicts who are trying to kick the habit. It comes in the form of an epilepsy drug that's been shown to block cocaine addiction in lab animals by blocking dopamine. That's the feel-good chemical produced by the brain after drug use. Now, this new drug works by altering the way brain cells communicate with each other, and researchers say it could possibly help treat other dependencies like nicotine and morphine dependencies. Clinical trials on human volunteers expected to begin this fall.
A rare bird found lost and hungry in the capital region is flying free tonight. This black-crowned night heron was set free today after spending 2 weeks in captivity being nursed back to health. We first told you last month about the baby bird found in downtown Albany, severely malnourished and too weak to fly. Well, NCON officials took the little guy in and spoon-fed him until he was able to spread his wings on his own.
Letting it go here where there's plenty of food for it, and if it gets in trouble, we're likely to see, that it is in trouble and we can fix it up because it's still a young bird.
Says this kind of bird is usually found near New York City and Long Island, and it could eventually make its way back there.
Up next in Fox Sports, pet projects for the ponies at the track.
And a pet peeve forces Shania Twain out of town.
And now, Fox Sports with Shawn Farley.
The Yankees get underway in just a few minutes out on the West Coast, looking to finish off a sweep of the Oakland Athletics. Meanwhile, the Mets in the midst of a dogfight for the National League wildcard slot as they take on San Francisco tonight at Shea Stadium in Flushing. Take you south, bottom of 3. John Olerud lowering the boom on this one, extends his 18-game hitting streak to 19. Off the wall in left center. Ray Ordonez scores easily. Lenny Harris not too far behind. Mets up 2-zip. Giants come back and take the lead in the 5th. Barry Bonds to the opposite field, courtesy of Bobby Jones. 2-run score. San Francisco goes up 4-3 at this point. The Mets did have some good luck down the stretch, though, turning a triple play a couple of batters later to get out of the inning without any further damage, but the floodgates were opened in the 6th as the Giants come back. They lead it right now 6-3 in the 9th inning of play. Elsewhere in the National League, Florida on top of Houston, Arizona doing it to Chicago, Colorado all over Pittsburgh, Montreal hammering Los Angeles, Cincinnati and Atlanta knotted at 9 in the 8th, and St. Louis beating Milwaukee 5-1 that game in the 8th inning of play there. Well, the Orioles nearly getting a no-no last night, back at it with Detroit this afternoon. 1-0 Birds. Bobby Higginson roping his single right back where it came from. Brian Hunter races for home on the playward side at 1. O's do come back, however. Roberto Alomar at the plate. Turns on this one down the right field line right there. Chris Hoyles come on down as the Orioles beat the Kitties 6-1. Around the junior circuit, Toronto and Texas knotted at 2 in the 7th. Cleveland on top of Anaheim. Tampa Bay spanks Chicago 7-3, and Kansas City leads Minnesota 3-2 in the 8th. Couple of local scores, Northeast League, Albany on top of Elmira, and New York Penn League action. Pittsfield doing it to Lowell 8-3. The Mets the winner in that one. Moving on to the sport of kings, just when you thought you knew everything there was to know about thoroughbreds and horse racing, Shawn Pragano offers this from Saratoga.
Some racing thoroughbreds need round-the-clock attention, and for that, trainers offer their horses companionship. And believe it or not, it's in the form of goats. Meet Wix the goat. He's been with Count de Monet for 3 years now. And trainer Peter Pugh knows the importance of having a nervous horse at ease.
It's essential that a horse, you know, on his downtime is quiet, eats well, is happy about what's going on in his surroundings, and because everything else they do on the racetrack and everything is high, you know, high tension.
They're a big enough animal that, you know, again, a horse could become attached to them a little bit and, you know, just kind of help keep a nervous horse settled, so to speak.
Making the horse comfortable in the stable means better results on the track, but it hasn't always been that easy.
Well, I'm sure you've heard the term, he's got your goat. Well, as it turns out, that phrase actually started at the racetrack. Back in the old days, trainers and horse owners would physically steal the goats from the stalls to upset other horses before a big race, but that doesn't happen much anymore.
If you actually thought that you could stop a horse's performance by stealing his companion, that's going a little far.
And as for Peter's duo of Count de Monet and Wix, they are almost inseparable.
You know, they've been together for 3 years, and I think they need each other.
In Saratoga, Shawn Pragano, Fox News at 10.
Well, no word as of yet as whether any of the horses in today's feature race had pets, but it is a pretty safe bet. The Honorable Miss Handicap for 3-year-old fillies and mares going off without a hitch today at Saratoga. Traffic announcer Tom Durkin has the call.
By them all. Furlough going away. Angels Tearlet moving to second. Dixie Flag third. Nothing left for Sky Blue Pink or Hurricane Birdie. It's Furlough from last to first.
All right, Furlough paying $14.40 to win. Angels Tearlet coming in second, $16.20 there. Dixie Flag showing at $2.30. The Exacta, $176 even, with the trifecta a cool $372 and change. Well, the talk around Giants training camp at the University at Albany is about Saturday's preseason game against Cincinnati and the condition of linebacker Corey Miller. As we told you yesterday, 7-year NFL veteran has a bulging disc in his neck, which means he will not play at all this season. He has opted against surgery and will take steroids for the next 4 to 6 months as he rests. His defensive teammates know his absence will hurt the team as they head into Saturday's contest and the rest of the season.
Corey was one of our leaders too, and he probably the elder statesman on defense, and to have him go out that way is kind of just makes you reflect on yourself and your own career, and you never know when it's going to end.
We had a good practice this morning. We're gearing up for this weekend and game against Cincinnati, so we're just trying to get back in the groove of things.
And finally, hockey, where a professional athlete is actually saying his team is paying him too much money. Now, before you pass out, Everybody take a deep breath. There is a catch. The Buffalo Sabres are offering Donald Audette $1.4 million for the next season, which is about $200,000 more than he's asking. That's because if he makes less than the league average, which is $1.3 million, he can become an unrestricted free agent next year. So Audette may actually hold out for less money over the next couple of weeks. That is a look at sports tonight. Now back to the news desk. Greg?
Thanks, Sean. People in the news tonight, country music star Shania Twain is putting her Adirondacks mansion on the market. Twain and her husband say they don't want their Dexter Lake home anymore. They've put the estate up for sale after losing several battles with the Adirondack Park Agency. The country music star placed the home with a Lake Placid realtor after she and her husband tried unsuccessfully to put a studio, among other things, on the property. The asking price for the 3,000-acre estate, $9 million. Shania is playing at the Pepsi Arena in 2 weeks.
Coming up on Fox News at 10.
We'll tell you why he is the top banana.
And finally on Fox tonight, the artist currently known as Banana Man hits Germany.
The Banana Man strikes again. This time he's added a giant banana to the Cologne Cathedral, the city's most famous landmark. Thomas Baumgartel, notorious for painting bright yellow bananas on German buildings, showed up at the cathedral this morning with a 25-foot fruit in tow. We don't know why he likes doing this, but using a crane, the Banana Man placed the banana look-alike beside the building, so it looks like the tropical fruit is emerging from it.
I don't know. I don't get it. It must be a fruit
I don't know,
nut.
but I think we'll all sleep better knowing that that happened today.
Before we go, a quick reminder, if you see news happen, give us a call here at the Fox News at 10 newsroom. Our number is 862-0995.
Bell Atlantic mobile customers can reach us on a cell phone. If you see any big fruit, let us know. Just hit #5.
He's joking, of course. Time to say good night. Good night, everyone.
Thanks for joining us. See you tomorrow. Good night.